Welcome back, Lifesavers, to my channel. My name is Nurse Kelly Tyrrell, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing the steps that you'll need to complete before you actually sit for your NCLEX. We're also going to be talking all about what you'll need to do if you fail the NCLEX and how you can go about re-registering. But before we jump into the video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share this video with a friend, and make sure you click on that bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on my upcoming content. So you've graduated nursing school after all of those years of hard work, sleepless nights, stress of clinical rotations, and lots of tears shed for most of you, I'm sure. Well, now what? Well, now you need to attain your state board certification through an exam called the NCLEX. Registering for this exam can be confusing, so I'm here to walk you through it step by step so you can make sure all of your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. So the first thing you're going to want to have to do is submit an application for licensure or registration to the Nursing Regulatory Body, or NRB for short, where you wish to be licensed or registered. You have to do this in order to be made eligible to take the NCLEX. So to do this, you'll want to visit your local Department of State's website and search for nursing license application. And each state will vary slightly in the application requirements, but generally speaking, the process for applying will be the same. Upon applying through your local Department of State, they will typically require three things. The first thing is a notice of program completion from your educational institution. They'll also require fingerprinting and background checks for your current state and any state that you have lived in, worked in, or were educated in over the last 10 years. And the last requirement, this is actually a fairly newer requirement enacted within the last 5 years or so, but you will be required to complete 3 hours of child abuse training through an approved abuse continuing education provider. And I will actually leave a link below that will direct you to your state's training website for mandatory child abuse reporters. After applying for licensure through your state's NRB, the next thing you want to do is register for an account with Pearson VUE. So this is the scheduling service that will actually allow you to make an appointment to take your exam. It's important to note that you won't officially be able to schedule an exam date until you receive your authorization to test, or ATT, via email from your state's NRB. But you can register for the account a while, so that way you're being proactive when you do get your ATT. And receiving your ATT will vary depending on your state, but generally speaking, you can expect to receive your ATT within 4 to 6 weeks. Each ATT is valid for a period of time specified by the NRB, but the average length of time that the ATT is good for is about 90 days. So once the NRB has declared you eligible to test and you receive your ATT, you must test within the validity dates on the ATT. So these validity dates cannot be extended for any reason, so it's really important to make sure that you are ready to test shortly after receiving that ATT. If you wait until your ATT is close to expiring before scheduling your exam, test centers may not be able to seat you prior to its expiration. And unfortunately, if this occurs, you will be required to re-register and pay another exam fee. So as soon as you get that ATT, you want to schedule your test right away. If you haven't received your ATT but received an email that you are eligible to test, or if you have general questions about scheduling or rescheduling an exam, you can always call the NCLEX Candidate Services at 1-866-49-NCLEX. Now, to register with Pearson VUE, you have two options. Option one is to call in using that number that I had just referenced, or the simpler and faster option is to complete an online registration. To complete a registration online, you'll need to visit their website and click register. I will also leave a link for the Pearson VUE website below. You will also need your school's program code to register and a valid email address that you must provide with your registration. Pearson VUE will only communicate via email, so if you don't have an email, you can always create a free email address through sources like gmail.com. Also, if you're not sure of your school's program code, I'll leave a link in the description with the updated school codes throughout the country so you have that. Once you've registered and received your ATT, you can now schedule an appointment date to take your NCLEX through your Pearson VUE account. If you need to change your appointment date, time, or location, you will have to log into Pearson VUE website or call the Pearson VUE NCLEX Candidate Services one full business day before your scheduled exam date. Because if you don't show for your exam without the proper notice, then you'll have to reschedule and repay that registration fee. So I obviously would not recommend missing your appointment unless, of course, there's a true emergency that prevents you from going and taking it. But make sure that you cancel ahead of time within one business day if you have to. So now that you've completed the registration process, what happens if you fail? Well, the first thing you want to do is stop, take a deep breath, and immediately enroll in my NCLEX and Chill review. I'm kidding. Am I kidding? No, I'm not kidding. Go enroll. Go enroll now. Seriously though, the first thing you want to do is just breathe and don't give up if you fail, because over 70,000 nurses fail the NCLEX every year and that number keeps rising. So trust me when I say you are not alone. Most of my students actually come to me after failing, but they get back on the horse and they keep studying, and most of them end up passing on their following attempt. So just know if you fail, it's not the end for you and you can still do this. If you didn't pass the exam, you'll be notified via email, and you will also receive an NCLEX Candidate Performance Report, or CPR for short. So the CPR is an individualized document that shows how you performed in each of the tested content areas. So candidates who fail the exam can actually use that CPR as a guide to help prepare them when they're retaking their NCLEX, because you will be able to see which areas you were really weak in and which areas you scored strongly in. On that CPR, you'll see either below the passing standard, near the passing standard, or above the passing standard. In order to pass the exam, all the categories combined must average to be above the passing standard. So what this means is that you don't need to score above the passing standard in all of the categories. You just have to score enough of them to make your overall average above the passing standard. And after you've received and analyzed your CPR and you're ready now to retest, you'll want to first notify your state's NRB and let them know that you plan to retake the exam. So then you have to determine what fees or materials you'll need to submit to the NRB, as that does vary state by state. Next, you'll need to re-register with Pearson VUE and pay that exam fee again, and then you'll wait to receive your new ATT. So after you've received your new ATT, you can now go ahead and schedule your new exam test date. As per the NCSBN policy, you'll need to wait a minimum of 45 days between each exam. The length of time is determined by the NRB and will be reflected in the new ATT's validity dates. So you can go ahead and notify them right away that you tend to retest, but just know that your new ATT will be dated for the minimum of 45 days past your previous exam date. Most states will allow you to retake the exam up to 8 times per year with 45 days in between each try. However, there are a few states that set a 3-time lifetime maximum on the amount of tries to take the NCLEX. In Florida, Hawaii, and Michigan, candidates who fail the NCLEX 3 times are required to take and successfully complete a state-approved remedial course before they can retake the exam for the 4th time. So if you live in one of those states and you have failed the 3rd time, don't count yourself out just yet. You still have options to retake the exam for a 4th time after you complete a remedial course like my NCLEX and Chill review. And that concludes the end of this lesson. I hope that you found this information extremely valuable and it made you just a little more confident as you prepare to take your NCLEX. I just want to thank you so much again, Lifesavers, for tuning in today. My name is Nurse Kelly Tyrrell, and I help nurses feel more confident, increase their test scores, and retain what they don't remember in nursing school. If this video helped you in any way, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click that notification notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming content and future videos. And why don't you go ahead and do me a favor and drop me a comment below. Just let me know where you're at with your nursing journey. I'd love to say hi and just connect with you. Also, make sure you click that share icon to spread the word and encourage a fellow aspiring nurse. And last but not least, when you are ready to take your NCLEX, be sure to check out my NCLEX and Chill review, where I help eliminate test anxiety and review detailed test taking strategies so you can have that unfair advantage to pass your exam on your very next attempt. Not ready to end the study sesh yet? Well, you are in luck, because if you stick around, you can watch more of my videos coming at you in 3, 2, 1. Bye, lifesavers.